Hey BP family, it's me again. Just want to take a couple minutes and run over the Q1 reports. And so thank you for your patience as we compiled all the information and finally got them out. I know we're about a month late, but again, thank you for your patience. Now, if I had to summarize Q1 in a few sentences, this was one of River Life's strongest quarters ever in the 9-10 years that River Life's been around. We saw notable increases in attendance and giving across both campuses. And so, again, Q1 in 2024 has been one of the strongest quarters ever. I'm gonna have a QR code pop up here in a little bit. You can scan it to read the full report. You can also go to riverlifemn.com/reports, and so check that out for the full report. But you can turn to the back of your bulletin, and a lot of the quick highlights and quick hitters are here. And so I'm just gonna, again, read a few off. And so again, Q1 of 2024, one of the strongest ever. A couple highlights that are really notable that I want to mention. We launched Plugged at the Brooklyn Park campus in February. Thank you to Pastor Tommy and Pastor Tim for figuring out all those details. Plugged has been so fun. It's been cool to see our students be with each other, to grow with each other, to connect, to live out their faith. And so again, if you've got a teen and you haven't had a chance to check out Plugged, check it out. If you haven't had a chance to drop off dinner, that's a beautiful time to come and check out the Plug nights. And so again, swing by Friday nights and check out what our students are doing. Again, they're doing a fantastic job with, and Pastor Tim and his team are doing a great job. And so again, that was a huge highlight. We celebrated with Easter with 506 people in service across both campuses. And so again, that's 506 total between St. Paul and Brooklyn Park. And then we had an astonishing and overwhelming 1,800 people at the egg hunt across both campuses. Again, a huge praise and a huge thank you to our team who planned the egg hunt. Thank you to Pang, to Dang, and to Max for, again, setting all that up. You guys did a beautiful job of doing that. Thank you to all the hands involved. A huge thank you to our teens, to our kids, again, to everyone who had a part in that. It was beautiful to see how we came together and then provided a family fun activity, a fun way to celebrate Easter for our community. And so, again, that was awesome. And then we baptized 4 adults and 2 kids. And so, again, it's always fun to see people proclaim their faith in Jesus publicly. And so, again, we got a chance to witness baptism in Q1. A couple other highlights that aren't in your bulletin, but it's on the website. Let's see. Again, we put the very first kids ministry play retelling the Easter story. And so, again, a huge thank you to Rachel and Pang for doing that. Thank you to all our wonderful kids who were a part of that play. We saw increased attendance. I'll get to this a little later, but we saw increased attendance across both campuses. Like I said, that's one of the big highlights of Q1. And again, we finished the quarter in the positive, and I'll mention that here in a little bit. But again, just a great year. A couple other quick highlights. We raised $205 for the Great Commission Fund, and we upgraded check-in systems at both campuses. And so, again, awesome things that happened in Q1. In terms of attendance, again, increased attendance at both campuses. Our quarterly average for Q1 was 300 across both campuses. That's an 18% increase over the last quarter. And so if you're on the website, you'll see some charts, but our trend line for our attendance is going into the upper right. And so again, that's always a sign of growth. The last quarter, our quarterly average was 247. Again, this quarter it was 300. We do take into account that Easter was a bit of an anomaly because we had 500 people. But again, it's something that we consider because it is part of the quarter. In terms of finances, we were awesome in finances. We knocked it out of the park. And so finances, we were above budget for 2 of the months. We finished almost $7,900 ahead for the quarter. And so we were plus almost 7,900 in the bank after Q1. And so thank you very much. A huge part of that was huge part of that came from year-end gifts. And so in January, we did have a lot of gifts registered, but again, some of those gifts were gifts that were made at the very end of 2023 that didn't get fully transferred to us until January. And so again, the numbers are a little bit skewed in that sense, but regardless, again, we are positive 7,900 in our account. Progress on 2024 goals, and so our 4 goals this year in 2024 is first, to develop a comprehensive discipleship strategy. Second, improve the capacity and the depth of our volunteers and our leaders. Third, stabilize and strengthen our financial position. And then fourth, become a voice of influence for Next Gen Hmong Ministries. And so just to share with you the progress on those goals, the first goal and the fourth goal. So the first goal is developing the discipleship strategy, and the fourth goal, becoming a voice of influence for Next Gen Hmong Ministry. There wasn't any significant progress in this goal at all, and so that's something we're looking forward to make some progress on in the rest of the year here. In terms of being a voice for the Next Gen Hmong Ministry, if you do have any curiosity, we have a website with some of articles that we've posted and blogs that we've posted, and so check out nextgenhmong.com, and that's where our platform is in, again, being a voice of influence. Our second goal, to improve the capacity and depth of our volunteers and leaders. One of our desires was to bring back the Mega Rally, and so we successfully had a Mega Rally in January. We updated our volunteer handbooks. If you've been with us for a while, at our very first Mega Rally, we had Hunger Game memes in there, and so we had to get rid of all those because those were completely outdated, and so we updated those. We should have a couple of those handbooks in the lobby, and so pick one up just so that you're familiar with our volunteer values. And so again, we were successful in that. I felt like we did a great job of building a culture of what it means to be a River Life volunteer, for not just our new volunteers, but our old volunteers as well too, of establishing a culture of what it looks like to volunteer at River Life and what are the values that we operate by. And so I've been completely overwhelmed by how you volunteers demonstrate those values, and so thank you for reflecting those values in such a beautiful way. I hear it from our guests all the time of how they feel, of what they feel and what they experience when they come here to River Life, and so thank you for being awesome volunteers. And then lastly, our third goal is to stabilize and strengthen our financial position. And so like I mentioned, we finished almost 7,900 in the positive for Q1. Now, we do still plan to raise, one way that we plan to stabilize and strengthen our financial position is to raise $15,000 from the Twins game starting in May. And so last year we fundraised at Twins games primarily to help with flu expenses, and we found that there was an overflow of volunteers, which blessed us incredibly because we were able to then save up some extra money into the account, which allowed us to hire Tim on to become youth pastor at Brooklyn Park. And so we're going to be kicking off our Twins games fundraiser in May, and there's going to be a sign-up sheet in the lobby. And so I want to invite all of you to help contribute to this fundraiser by signing up for a game. Our first game is Wednesday, May 29th, and so I would love your help in this fundraiser. This fundraiser isn't just you going to fundraise, but it is a way for you to support the ministries here at River Life. That again, with your commitment, your use of time, your use of being at the Twins games, it helps support what happens here at River Life. Again, the various ministries that we have here, the various opportunities that we have to make an impact in our community, to make an impact in our church family, again, we still need some finances to help stabilize and strengthen our abilities to make an impact. So I would love for you to partner with us, sign up for a Twins game and help us out with that. Not only does it help the River Life family, but our hope with those finances is to also support other ministries outside of River Life. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing this year is that we're going to be sending some funds back to our North Central district. And so we are a part of a district that includes churches in Minnesota and in the eastern part of Dakotas. Our district has been has played a super important role in allowing us to thrive and flourish. We were blessed with both of our buildings because of our district. And so we want to send some funds back to our district so our district can support other church plants, other churches, so that they can make an impact for their communities as well too. And so again, the money that we're raising funds for isn't just impacting River Life, but it's impacting other ministries. And so again, my hope is that you can partner with us to help River Life and to help our district. And then I also hope that you can help us partner with us by, again, just strengthening our financial position. And so if you've been with us for a while, we've been at a point where we lived paycheck to paycheck. There were some months where we were concerned of how we were going to make it. But again, God has blessed us tremendously. You have been completely generous with your money, with your time, with your skills, your abilities. Again, I want to invite you into extending your generosity, extending your abilities to be with us at these Twins games, to raise funds, to again put us in a place where we can strengthen and stabilize our finances so that, again, we can be reassured that, hey, like if we need to do something to make a huge impact in our community, that we have the resources to do so. And so would you help partner with River Life, partner with me, partner with, again, our team who's going to be going out to Twins games to help us strengthen and stabilize our finances. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. You can also reach out to Pastor Tim. He's been driving a lot of that at the front end, and so he should have some answers for you. But again, we would love for you to partner with that. And so, River Life family, thank you so much for an awesome quarter one. I am excited about a quarter two here. I know that God is going to bless us plentifully. I know God is going to do great things here as He's already been doing, and I know that God is broadening and expanding our reach. And so, again, I am looking forward to seeing how we can continue to progress with these goals and anything else that God has for us. And so blessings to you. Again, see you next week.